Covers it up. Let's go ahead on the cameras. So as stated before, dual camera setup on the iPhone 12, a 12 megapixel wide, 12 megapixel ultra wide. iPhone 6s Plus has a 12 megapixel single wide angle lens. And in terms of the UIs of both, you'll basically be able to see that they still look the same pretty much for the most part. We do have that ultra wide sensor on the iPhone 12, which is nice. And we do have the ability of doing 4K on both phones, but we have the ability of doing 4K at 60 on the iPhone 12, which is really cool. On the front cameras, there's also some pretty big improvements. We can do 4K at 60 on the front camera of the iPhone 12, or we can only do 1080p on the iPhone 6s Plus. So that in and of itself is a pretty big difference. You're going to be getting a far better front-facing camera from the iPhone 12 than on the iPhone 6s Plus. Now, funny enough, a lot of the features are still the same. The UIs look almost identical. You have portrait mode obviously on the iPhone 12, but definitely when it comes down to it, I think the iPhone 6s Plus has a pretty good camera for the most part for a 5-year-old phone. You have a lot of capability. I think the thing that dates it the most is probably the lack of like a telephoto or ultra wide sensor. But I think for a majority of people, those things are not novelty, but like kind of like up in the air, like whether you need them or not. I think with a phone like the iPhone 6s Plus, it has a good camera for a 2015 phone. It's just the front camera is just really not that great compared to the iPhone 12. Now with the iPhone 12, I think you're probably getting a better camera. I think that's a given. You have that standard 12 megapixel wide angle lens, but you also have that ultra wide sensor, which makes it a better camera. And I will do a full camera comparison between these two. This is just like a quick one in this full review. But I think when you factor in those things, again, when you look at it like a 10s and 11 Pro to the 12, maybe there's not that much of a difference. Maybe there is. But between an iPhone 6s Plus, a 5-year-old phone, and iPhone 12, there's obviously going to be some differences. The front camera of the iPhone 12 is also far better, 4K at 60 here, versus the whatever 1080p on that camera. So regardless, the iPhone 12 is going to have a better camera for sure. Now in terms